All right, welcome everybody. We're going to go ahead and get started. We are right on the hour. My name's Dylan Handy, and I'm so excited to present to all of you here today, here with RE Tech. What a privilege to be able to speak to all of you. You've probably joined us at some of Elm Street's other trainings and classes. One of our most popular has been our social media boot camp. So today's goal is we're going to focus on lead generation, right? And all components. Look, we understand right now it's a changing market. There are so many shifts and changes going on right now with the market. A lot of agents are wondering what the future of their business will look like. How can I invest in my business? How can I really invest in serious lead generation, even in a changing market? What I always say is you can't be a one-trick pony. You can't rely on one source of lead generation. In a market like this, you have to be really creative. So today we're going to talk about all forms of lead generation. We're going to touch on some social media. We're going to talk about online paid lead generation, whether it be search-based marketing. We're going to talk about what that is. We're going to talk about interruption-based marketing. What's that? How do we target buyers? How do we target sellers? Build top of mind and brand recognition for your business. So again, a great strategies class. Welcome here, guys. Let's go ahead and dive into it. We've got a lot to cover. But first, I want to introduce myself here. Again, my name's Dylan Handy. I'm with the company Elm Street Technology. And I'll dive a little bit into who we are here in a minute. But I'm their business development consultant and social media director. And my job is I get to travel the country every single day, training agents just like you from all aspects of real estate, marketing, social media, you name it. I've been in the real estate marketing industry for over 10 years, keynote speaker at all different conferences and things. So there's my contact information. I want to make sure if you have any questions, even after this class, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm always happy to be a resource for you here today. So the company that I represent, what I want to dive into here is Elm Street Technology. Now, I'm sure you've heard of Elm Street Technology, but what's so exciting about us is not only are we a leading provider in all things education and academics, but also what our strategy is, we go around and we acquire different real estate marketing companies that do one aspect of the industry, and we merge those systems together to make one mega product. And that mega product is called Elevate. We'll touch a little bit on Elevate here today for those of you who are looking for more support or help with your social media, lead gen, and things. Now, some housekeeping things I want to review, guys. You will see there is a chat box on here. So if you have any questions throughout the class, don't hesitate, utilize that chat box. So to confirm that everyone knows where that chat box is, do me a favor. Right now, go ahead and type in that chat box how long you've been in real estate. I'm curious to see what we have for a group here before we dive into this class. Are you a new agent, a couple months in, a little bit more seasoned? Let's see what we got here. 20 years. Awesome. Love that. Ginger, 7 years. Congratulations. Awesome. More seasoned. 20 years. Awesome. 4 years. 7 years. 18, 22. Wow. Almost all of you are 6 years. Almost all of you here are more seasoned agents. Okay. We got one that's a couple years. Look, whether you're brand new or you're just getting started or you're more seasoned, we've got to change some of our ways that we're developing lead generation. We cannot rely on our previous forms solely. We're going to find multiple sources for lead gen, and that's what this class will be. And of course, guys, we don't want anyone leaving without any questions. So we'll make sure we have a Q&A question, answer a question here at the end. But if you do feel overwhelmed at any point, you can type in "help me," and we will schedule you with a call with me later on to make sure that any questions that are left unanswered, we get answered. But utilize that chat box. We're going to go ahead and make sure we get all those questions answered. And finally, last thing, if you really like this content and you want this content brought to your office, we are offering these classes right now live in your offices. So whenever we're in your area next, we do these brunch and learns. We bring in food, mimosas, train about social media or lead gen, and it's a fun class to bring to your office. So if you are interested in learning a little bit more about our brunch and learns, you can type in brunch and learned into that chat box, and we'll have someone reach out to you to talk about these free in-office trainings that we're offering currently. Also go connect with us on our social media at Try Elevate RE. But let's dive into it because we've got a lot to cover here in a really short amount of time. So first, when we talk about lead generation, especially online lead generation, of course, the ultimate goal is to increase your client base, right? Or your list as quickly as possible to identify the convertible leads within that list, and then ultimately increase your repeat and referral business. Here's the thing, before we even talk about any form of online lead generation, websites, social media, paid ads, remember this, majority of your online leads are not going to convert, and that's okay. The handful that do convert, it's what do we do with those to stay in front of, to increase that repeat and referral business. That's why the money is always in the list. Online leads are a high volume game and a long-term game. This is not something you're going to do for a couple of months and get a couple of leads into your pipeline per month and call that a source. We've got to get high volumes, long-term game. But once we preference that, we're able to really set ourselves up with success. So first, let's start with your website. Reason I like to start with the website is your website is truly the front door to your business. It's your online fingerprint. It's where new clients can discover you. Past clients can send their friends and family to learn about you, and current clients can utilize as a resource. So a couple of key components to making a successful website, right? I either have agents that have a really lead generating website that they get a lot of leads from, or they have a website that's gotten them little to almost never any business. So how do we make sure that our website is lead generating? Well, a couple of components I want to hone in on first. First, the biggest issue I find with agents in a non-successful website is oftentimes agents have a broker-provided website. And although that's free, and we all love free, don't we? Ultimately, it's not very lead generating. And the reason is number one, you have the same website as everybody in your office. And yes, you could have a different bio and maybe a prettier picture, but as far as the coding, it's exactly the same. So how do you brand yourself different? It's even worse if you're a franchise and you have the same website times 100,000 across the entire country. So how do you brand yourself different? You do that by making sure you invest in an independent, portable website. Independent meaning it's separate from what your broker provides. And the reason this is so important is because if I coach you here today, we're going to talk about creating some content, blogs and videos and connecting to social media. If you were to do that on a broker provided site, not only is it the same as everybody in your office, but if you ever left that brokerage, you'd lose the website. You lose all your SEO or all your search engine optimization, all your value. So here's what I say. If you have a broker site, keep it, let it do its thing. But in conjunction, for today's goal, we're going to talk about really developing your own online presence that's going to be lead generating. You should also have a protected CRM. A lot of agents will put their database into a CRM system where, their brokerage or other users will have access to it. So remember, your lifeblood is your database. Make sure it's protected. And then we're going to talk about what effective lead capture looks like. It's so important. I see agents doing posts on their social media or even Google ads, and they're not doing it effectively. So we're going to show you what effective lead capture actually looks like for your business. So before we do that, let's talk about the big question. How do we drive traffic? Because traffic equals leads, right? The more traffic you get with effective lead capture, you'll get more lead generation. So our goals today are two major sources of traffic. That's going to be organic and paid. So organic is free traffic. This is, you're not paying any financial investment. Now you might be investing your time, energy, and effort, but it is ultimately free. Then there's paid traffic. This is where you are paying a financial investment, right? So organic, social media, we're going to touch on that here today. SEO, guys, you'll hear me refer to this term a lot. So pay attention. SEO stands for search engine optimization, a fancy way of saying, how do I increase my value to places like Google and search engines? And then we'll talk about paid, interruption-based ads, search-based ads, even portal ads like Zillow or Realtor. Those are portal leads. So not all of these are created equal. Which ones should you be investing in right now? What's the pros and cons of each? We're going to dive into that. So first, let's talk about the organic, because we all love free. Let's talk about the best social platforms to drive organic traffic to your website. And that's going to be blogging, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram. And we'll kind of talk about Instagram and TikTok together, because now TikTok is doing Reels, the same as TikTok. So we'll combine it in that. But these are going to be your best value for driving high volumes of organic traffic. Now, I don't want to overwhelm the class here, but if you've been on our other social platform training classes, you know you need to be on all of these. The reason is different demographics on each, right? Millennials tend to love Twitter and Instagram, whereas I find baby boomers tend to like Facebook and LinkedIn. So being in multiple platforms, you reach a larger audience overall, but you also help develop brand recognition. You also help build top of mind marketing, one of the most powerful tools in your business. You know, people are logging into social media alone about 45 minutes to 120 minutes per day across all platforms. So if we know this to be true, this is a great way to stay in front of our sphere and increase that repeat and referral business. Also, by being in all of these, you're going to help build a stronger SEO value. Remember that search engine optimization. So let me just dive into a little bit of SEO for you, because when we talk about SEO, that search engine value, places like Google, did you know 78% of all real estate searches begin on Google? So if we know this to be true, we got to think, how can we increase our Google value? You know, have you set up a Google My Business page yet? Guys, if you haven't set up your Google My Business page, step one, get out there and create a Google My Business. Now, another great tool to really develop some organic SEO is blogging. Now, what is a blog? A blog is basically an online newsletter. It's really designed to make you look like an expert in something. You see health blog, cooking blog, fitness blog, a real estate blog, you're an expert in real estate. The other benefit of blogging is content building. You know, I'm sure you guys have heard this before, but content's king. What does that mean? Well, anytime you write an article or a blog, it's going to force those search engines like Google to read it. Look at those keywords and build, therefore, your stronger SEO value. Okay. So where do you want to start your blogging journey? Well, most agents in here probably have a website, and most websites nowadays have a blogging feature inside of it. So your homework today, guys, go make sure your website has a blog. That's where you should begin your blogging journey. But if it doesn't, just do a simple Google search. How to start a blog. You're going to have hundreds of options out there. WordPress, blogger.com, Active Rain, even Elevate, a great program we have. I'll show you. But ultimately, once you have that blog, guys, what should we blog about? You should be blogging at least a minimum of once per week, although the most ideal is about twice per week. So obviously, blog some real estate updates. Brand yourself as that local expert in your area, right? And really, what I say, try to blog topics that are specific to the moment, right? So for example, right now, the big question is, should I invest in real estate? What's going on with, the market? These are questions you probably hear as an agent all the time. Listen for these questions and blog it. One of the best things you could blog about right now is maybe how in a shifting market, it's one of the best times to potentially invest, right? Or maybe you might want to talk about creative financing options, work with your lender to see if you could come up with a blog that focuses on how to invest in a shifting market. Don't be afraid to talk about what everyone else is talking about. Create content around that. But it doesn't, you can also even blog lifestyle content. It doesn't have to just be real estate. If you want to blog, better homes and gardens, financial advice, do-it-yourself projects, even something like a famous family recipe. I'll tell you right now, during these holiday seasons, recipe blogs get a higher click rate than anything. So don't be afraid to even step outside of your industry. As long as you're adding value to your audience, there's a big opportunity. How about even blogging your transactional activities, even your past activities? So for example, look, I know you're taking all your listings and you're putting them into MLS, which we encourage you to do that. But when you put them into MLS, they go into a database. And then that database takes your listing and pushes it across 1 million websites at one time. So instead, what we recommend, take your listings, put them in MLS, but also start blogging them on your website, blogging them on your blog. The reason this is important because it's not in the IDX, Google will index it. So it will look at keywords like new listing, open house, sold, price change, back on market, 123 Main Street, street addresses, condo, commercial. All these keywords that are specific to you and your industry will help add those real estate rich keywords and build your SEO. And this is not just from a seller side. How about a buyer side? If you help a buyer find a home, blog about that. All right, and I'll also mention this too, how you market your properties brands you guys as an agent. So think about this, doing this extensive of marketing, which we'll even go deeper into this in a minute, will brand you as an agent and could potentially get you even more listing opportunities down the road. How you market your properties brands you. So start blogging them, build that SEO, get that activity. But right now in a shifting market, you might not have any listings. Well, how about targeting some great content around market updates? Now, this is data that you can pull from your MLS every week in a matter of minutes and choose a different location each week. Blog median home sold days on market with some seller lead capture opportunities. Do you want to know the value of your home in this market? Click here, right? With some effective seller lead capture. Now, I'm going to pull a live blog up here and show you what this looks like. But guys, whether you're doing informational articles, lifestyle content, your transactional activities, market reports, you got to create a good amount of content within your website. But to maximize that exposure, a lot of times agents say, well, how do people even find my blog, right? I'm doing all this content, makes sense for SEO and branding. How do people even find it? Well, the best and most proactive source to drive high volumes of traffic is going to be by sharing your blog across all your social platforms. So you're going to copy the URL, www.whateveryourblogis.com, and paste it as a post in all your social platforms. So what ends up happening here is Google sees your blog is shared across multiple touch points. Therefore, it must have higher SEO value. You're also going to reach a larger audience. Remember, we talked about different demographics in each, and ultimately you'll develop some stronger brand recognition. Top of mind marketing. And I cannot stress this enough. In a moment like this, you need to be top of mind to your sphere of influence more than ever. Right? Going into that new year, you need to think, how can I be of value in people's news feeds? And what a great way to do this. Now, we're going to touch a little bit on Facebook, and then I'll touch a little bit more on some other social platforms, and then we'll dive into paid ads like Google ads and interruption-based ads, portal lead ads. But Facebook, guys, you got to be in here. You want to set up a business page if you haven't done so already, but you want to be consistent. I actually encourage you to post at least to your Facebook page at least 2 to 3 times per week to see sufficient growth and engagement. But I do want to talk about one minor challenge that I find. Agents tell me all the time, well, Dylan, I post to my Facebook. And I say, great, let's go look at it. And they are posting to their Facebook, but oftentimes they're posting new listing, open house sold, new listing, open house sold, new listing. I love referrals, new listing, open house sold. So here's the problem there. It doesn't add value to me unless if I'm looking to buy or sell. And let's be honest, the majority of your sphere of influence is not looking to buy or sell. So how do we add value to everybody? We do that by making sure we add in value-based information, value set information. What is value-based information? So pay attention here, guys. Value set information is, does it educate me, motivate me, inspire me, inform me, or entertain me? Educate me, motivate me, entertain me, inform me, or inspire me, right? So what are some good examples of this? You want to actually do about 80% value-based posts, and only about 20% should be business-focused. Honestly, agents are doing the opposite. You got to add value, you got to make it entertaining, you got to interest me. So some examples of this are blogs, right? Posting those blogs, we'll start with that because that's an easy lead in. We already talked about that. One important side note though, I'll say, a lot of agents are telling me nowadays, oh, I post articles, or I pay a company and they do it for me. And I say, great, let's go take a look at it. They are posting articles, but they oftentimes post articles from other sources, right? Articles from the Huffington Post, Realtor.com, Zillow, NAR, whatever. If I click on any one of those links, where does it take me back to? It takes me back to them, away from you, driving traffic to a place like Zillow, right? The last place you want to send me. And then they, of course, then sell you an expensive zip code there later and sell you the lead back to you. So here's what I always say. When we talk about posting blogs, it's so important that those blogs are self-branded. Self-branded meaning that you wrote it. So when I click it, it goes to your website, your blog, builds your click rate, builds your SEO, and builds your branding. So, so important. Everything should be self-branded. If you're trying to get more engagement, photos, videos, and live videos are some of the best things you can do. Now, we've talked about this in some of our other classes. If you've joined us, it's so important. Photos and videos, think of what people will relate to or engage with the most. So videos on maybe local events going on. What's going on right now for the holiday season in your town or area or city? Are there community events, charity events, fundraisers? If you attend those events, take a picture. Better yet, be in the picture, showcase your smile, showcase to me that you're involved in the community. Try to think what people will connect to or relate to the most. I have a client of mine, she posts pictures of her dogs on her Facebook, and I'll pull her up here in a second. But let me tell you, those pictures of her labs get more likes, comments, engagement than anything she posts. I have another client of mine, she does salsa dancing. She posts pictures of that on her business page, and she gets so much engagement. It's relatable. So try to think about what kind of makes you uniquely you, what people will connect or engage with you on. Now, we're all here to talk about leads. So how do we get leads through social media? Well, let's talk about how you post your listings can showcase whether you're going to get leads or not, right? Most agents are posting their listings incorrectly. Let me go into this deeper. What most agents do, they have a new listing, they take a bunch of photos, they slap it on their Facebook, and they write something like, hey, everybody, check out my new listing, 123 Main Street, call me, right? Well, first of all, I can tell you here as a millennial, we're certainly not going to call you. But the challenge is not only is there an issue that there's no lead capture, there's no way for you to even know that I'm looking at your photos. There's also not full listing sheet. What if I want to know the taxes of the school zone? Or there's also not a way for me to search more properties. Hey, what if I love the neighborhood, but you know what? The home you posted, I don't particularly love. So there's no way for me to search more properties. So here's what I'm going to suggest those of you who have listings right now, how you have to start your posting your listings is important. What I want you to start doing is what's called an optimized Facebook post. Optimized Facebook post. I know it sounds a little scary. What is it? All it is a link to a website, blog, or landing page, any of those three, but it needs to have these three characteristics. It needs to have lead capture into some type of CRM system. Somebody can capture that lead and put it into a full lead capture system. Again, remember guys, we're going to talk about what effective lead capture looks like here in a moment. Now, there also needs to be full listing sheet, so I can learn entirely about that property and not have to go to another location. And there needs to be an MLS IDX search capability, so I can search the entire MLS and again, not have to leave. So does everybody see the difference? I want you to get a clear picture here of what an optimized Facebook post looks like versus a non-optimized, right? The one over the left, Tracy, she posted a link to her website, drives me to her website. There's lead capture, SEO, IDX integration, builds her click rate, her SEO. The one with that X there is an agent just took a bunch of photos, slapped it on their Facebook, put a short description, said, hey, call me, with a little prayer that they're going to get that phone call, right? So you can see just a minor change in how you post can actually get you higher results overall. And then of course you can then boost this for additional property promotion in your towns or areas. We're going to dive into how to do some boosting here today. But guys, remember, if you have any questions, whether it be blogs, Facebook, before we go into the PPC ads, the paid lead gen ads, any questions, make sure you type them in that chat box. Again, we want to be a resource here for you guys today. Now, just to do a high level overview here of all other social platforms, we're not going to do too deep into this. If you have your phone, take a picture of this, guys. It's a good guideline for you. Instagram and Twitter, great to connect with millennials, right? That next generation of first-time home buyers. So going into 2023, we know that the bulk of the buying market is coming from millennials. So how do we target and connect with them? Twitter and Instagram are great. I love Instagram because Instagram is now trying to compete with TikTok with these Instagram Reels. I challenge you, if you're willing to do some video content creation, start doing some Instagram Reels. They get 5 times the exposure and the algorithm value than a post on Instagram. 5 times these Instagram Reels. So I encourage you to start diving into those. How about LinkedIn? Guys, LinkedIn is a business network. The more connected you are as a business, the more value you bring for your business. So start posting to your LinkedIn 2 to 3 times per week. Those market reports, those blogs, those listing activities, photos or videos. It's a great way to connect with homeowners, right? Home buyers, home sellers. People who buy and sell homes are on LinkedIn. It's not a place for kids. But you're also here to get leads. Another powerful tool for LinkedIn is referrals. Did you guys know LinkedIn is the #1 agent-to-agent referral platform? #1. So I'll give you an example of this. I had an agent of mine. She was a top tier agent in Boston, Massachusetts. And she was really successful. And of course, she had to actually move down to Sarasota, Florida for her husband's business. And when she did, it was like she was starting all over again, right? Nobody knew who she was. But ultimately, what ended up happening is she took her LinkedIn and connected with everybody she could on LinkedIn. Sent them a direct message. All these other agents, letting them know, hey, I'm an agent. Sent her a report of here's my experience, here's my success. I've been in the business X amount of years. If you have anyone looking to move to the Florida area, send them my way. And if I have anyone looking to move to your area, I'll send them your way. Just by creating that connection, she got several transactions out of it. LinkedIn is the #1 agent-to-agent referral platform. Or my personal favorite would actually be YouTube. Guys, YouTube is Google owned. So talk about one of the best SEO builders out there. Best way to build your search engine value, YouTube. It's the 2nd largest search engine, 3rd most visited website on the internet, and it has the highest level of engagement. People spend the most amount of time on YouTube. Think about it. They start watching videos, they watch the next one, most amount of time. So YouTube is enormously powerful. Guys, if you don't have a YouTube channel for 2023, you got to set one up. Start posting your listing activities. Post educational videos about your town, area, community. Or my personal favorite, create client testimonials. At your next closing, when your client is so excited to get those keys from you, ask them permission. Hey, do you mind doing a quick video testimonial? My service is with you. Get them on camera saying, oh, I'm so happy. You're the best agent ever. I found my dream home, yada, 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 right? Then you take that video and you share it across all your social platforms. Of course, with their permission here. Tag them so all their friends and family will see. Let me tell you, the best form of marketing is a client video testimonial. When I watch that video, I hear the excitement in my friend's voice. Almost instantly, you become authentic as an agent, trustworthy. So, guys, when it comes to social media, the key to being effective in all of these, you want to be creating content, you want to be staying consistent, and you want to have also equally important lead capture systems and processes. If you are focusing on these 3, you will be successful. Oftentimes when I'm doing a consultation with an agent, oftentimes I'll look at these 3 and an agent will be missing 1 or 2 of these. Maybe they're creating content and they are consistent, but they don't have any lead capture attached to their postings. Or maybe they're creating content and they do have lead capture, but they're not consistent. So try to identify in your business right now with your social platforms where you need to focus on, where you need to improve. Do you need to be creating content? Do you need more consistency? Or do you need better lead capture attached to all your posts? And again, we're going to show you guys what this all looks like here in just a moment. But again, we don't want anyone feeling overwhelmed. So we're going to move on to the paid lead generation aspect. But if you still feel like you need a little bit more help with your social media and you would like a little bit more one-on-one, what we're going to offer for everybody here today is you can type in help me into that chat box And if you type in help me, we'll get you scheduled for a free social media consultation with me or one of our other coaches. We'll look at your Facebook, we'll look at your, blogging, your SEO, your Twitter, LinkedIn. We'll give you a little bit more personalized tips and tricks, okay? Make sure though, if you type in the help me, make sure you type in your phone number and email, and my panelists will get you scheduled for a one-on-one session, okay? But let's go ahead and dive into it, because one thing I want to talk about is a lot of agents say, all right, I understand why I'm getting activity on my social media, but why am I still not getting traffic to my website? Why is my website still not lead generating? Well, one thing I want to mention, of course, we already talked about, is your website broker provided, right? Same as everybody else. We already discussed that. The next thing I want to hone in on is your website active or is it static? Is there a lot of content or is it just sitting in the search engines? Maybe on page 5 or 5 million. So I want to show you what an active website is. Remember, you make a website more active by integrating content, right? Blogs, videos, photos. Every time you add content, it will force Google to re-index that entire website, therefore making it a more dynamic website. So an example here, you can see Heidi. This is a front door to her website. It's her online fingerprint. It's where clients discover her. Clients can send their friends and family. Current clients can utilize the resource. But inside that website, remember, is that embedded blog. Embedded meaning anytime there's activity to that blog, it's going to force Google and search engines to index the entire website. Looking at keywords, building her SEO, building her branding. Then you take that piece of content, video or blog, and share it from your website to all your social platforms. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, all of them. We ran out of room here. But if you notice, guys, if I click on any one of these links, where does it take me back to? It takes me back to your website. So this is called linking and backlinking, always driving traffic back to one central location. Again, great for building that SEO, great for increasing your social media value, great for developing that top of mind marketing, brand recognition value, and ultimately more lead generation. So when we talk about organic lead gen, guys, it's going to come through SEO and social media content creation and integration. Now, let's dive into the paid traffic, because there's no debate here that, if you're really serious in trying to build your pipeline, you're serious about investing in your business here for the future, this coming year, you want to make the right investments. And one thing I'll mention too, when you look at stats, a lot of times in shifting markets like this, a lot of times agents will kind of pull back and hold back, right? And oftentimes we'll find many of those are the ones that actually fall out of the business or the industry. Whereas in shifting markets, when agents make the right investment, they can actually sometimes not only be successful, but also thrive in markets like this. So here's the thing. We know in a shifting market, we might not be able to rely solely on our referral base. We might have to supplement our referral database with paid lead generation, but not all paid lead generation is created equal. So there are two major forms we're going to talk about here today. There's search-based marketing and there's interruption-based marketing, okay? So what is search-based marketing? Search-based marketing are search engine ads, right? This is a consumer who makes a decision in their mind, I'm ready to buy or sell. So they go to Google and they type in homes for sale in Boston, condos for sale in Boston, real estate for sale in Boston. They made that decision, I'm ready to buy or sell. Therefore, they are what we call our high intent lead. High intent leads often have a high conversion, okay? Now, might be a little bit higher cost, but ultimately a much higher conversion. Whereas let's talk about interruption-based marketing. Interruption-based marketing is designed to interrupt what I'm doing. So for example, online, that's social media ads. Offline, that could be print marketing, right? But the whole idea is if it's, let's say I'm on Facebook and I'm looking at what my friends and family did this weekend on Facebook, and up pops an ad. Hey, what's your homework? I'm curious, I click it, but I have no desire to buy or sell. In fact, you contact me and I say, who are you? What did I click? Leave me alone. I'm not interested, right? We've seen this time and time again. So interruption-based ads are designed to interrupt the consumer. The consumer did not ask for the information. So when you look at it statistically, it has a much lower conversion rate. In fact, nationally, conversion rates on Facebook can be as low as 0.5%. So you get a lot of leads, but you'd end up chasing a lot of leads that end up going nowhere. So of course, what do you guys want? You want the conversions. That's how everyone gets paid, right? So what we recommend right now, you should be investing about 80 to 90% of your marketing budget into PPC ads or search engine ads. We'll talk about what those are in here in just a second. Where only about 10 to 20% should be interruption-based marketing. So that 20% of your marketing budget should maybe be a mixture of maybe boosting your listing activities or marketing your listings on Facebook, and then maybe a little bit of print marketing as well, mailings and things. But 80 to 90% should be going into that high valued, high intent user who is raising their hand saying, I am thinking about buying or selling a home. So let's go ahead and talk about what these search-based ads are. So you're going to hear me refer to the term PPC. What does PPC stand for? It stands for pay per click, meaning you only have to pay if the consumer clicks it. And it's designed to drive accelerated traffic to your website for maximized lead generation. So essentially what you're doing is you're targeting consumers searching for real estate based off of their key term searches. Like I said earlier, if I go to Google and type in homes for sale in Boston, you can pay for that key term to show right at the top of the search results page. Believe it or not, guys, you can be right next to the Zillows, the Realtor.coms. We actually call this portal diversion. You're trying to get these leads before they go to these big national portals. Now, to do effective PPC ads, though, there's a correct way to do them and there's an incorrect way. How most agents do PPC ads, and they do it incorrectly, is they will pay for traffic to their website. And here's the thing. I know your website's awesome. We have talked about the value of your website, but when we talk about PPC ads, you actually want to drive them to a landing page, maybe within your website, that is more unbranded and more geo-targeted. So for example, if I go to your website right now, and I just typed in homes for sale in Boston, but it takes me to a website that says John Smith all over the place, to me, that's not matching that connection, right? Oftentimes agent websites have a lot going on. They got their bio, their description, their search, there's tools, education, testimonials. It's a lot going on. So when we're optimizing for lead capture, I encourage you to drive to a landing page that is unbranded and more geo-targeted. Should be really simple, really neat, very clean with a quick call to action. If I typed in homes for sale in Boston, it takes me to a simple landing page that says search all homes in Boston. Photos should match the area. Even better yet, get a domain that matches exactly what I typed in. BostonHomeSearchNow.com, whatever you got to find. But once that lead fills out that form, right? It's a quick call to action. That lead should be entered into some type of CRM follow-up campaign system. We're going to talk about the value of that. So this is a great example of a buyer campaign. You can even do seller campaigns. I had a lot of success with agents targeting people who typed in what's my home worth, home value calculator, and doing a 3-step process to capture seller leads. Again, to an unbranded, more geo-targeted landing page. So if you guys want to learn more about ads, we don't have the time to go deep into this, but they are so enormously valuable for you. I highly encourage whether you educate yourself, you hire somebody to do it, because it can be pretty detailed. You got to start thinking about, well, how can I improve my Google value, both organically through SEO, like we talked about, and through paid. Okay. So a great way to check that out is go to ads.google.com, ads.google.com. Also, just want to let everybody know, my panelists mentioned many of you have typed in this help me, which is awesome. We'd love to meet with you and get you on the right track. Just make sure though, if you if you type in help me, you put in your phone number and email, so we have a way to contact you. But just to give you guys a sense of how powerful these PPC ads, these search engine ads are, it's a client of mine, Christian. He was a brand new agent in Detroit, brand new. And he started investing in PPC search engine ads for his business as early as March. And in his first year, he invested over $7,000. Don't get me wrong, that's a lot of money to invest, right? Especially for a new agent. But ultimately, in his first year as a brand new agent, by investing these PPC ads, it currently got him over $3 million worth of closed sales volume. So just an example here, his ROI was 13 times. Every $1,000 he invested, he got $13,000 returned on his investment. Now that's just the short-term value, right? Now we could have that discussion in 3 to 4 years with those clients that he sold that $3 million worth of closed sale volume. How many of those turned into repeat customers? How many of those turned into referral business or sent their friends and family, or he connected with someone at the open house? So again, when we think of online leads, I want you to not only think of the short-term value, but the long-term value. Sure, his short-term value here was 13 times, right? Invest 7,000, got 3 million in closed sale volume, right? That's a short-term. Now, long-term, if we look at it 4 years from now, how many deals came from that campaign? Incredibly powerful stuff here. Got to change the way we think about online marketing. Now, I can't talk about online marketing without talking about portal lead ads, right? Portal lead ads, these are Zillow's, Realtor.com's, all these. Everywhere I go, agents will say, well, wait a minute, what about the big guys, right? And I definitely get some mixed reviews, right? Some agents love them, some agents loathe them. Majority of them actually do not enjoy much. So here's what I want to kind of give you a sense on of not which one's better, but to be honest with you, really show you the true pros and cons of what's truly available for you with these search engine ads, social media ads. Let's go over it. So these portal ads, they're very competitive. Everyone's trying to get their hands in that bucket because it's so competitive. That high demand ultimately makes it a much higher cost, right? It's really expensive to buy a zip code or area. And the other challenge is with Zillow and some of these platforms, the lead is shared with other agents. If you don't get to that lead fast enough, Zillow takes it away from you and gives it to somebody else in line. And you paid for that. This stresses agents out. And I've heard some nightmare stories about this, right? You're also using other people's listings. But the biggest thing is it's only seen by people on that platform. So if you're paying for Zillow, but yet I tend to use Realtor.com, you're never going to get me as a consumer. And another thing, some of these like OpCity are trying to charge you like 30-40% of your commission, which is mind-blowing. Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars agents are paying for one deal. Blows my mind. Now let's talk about search engine ads, social media ads here, right? So much broader audience. Google and Facebook is arguably the largest audience on the internet. You are going to reach everybody. Because of that, it's much more affordable and flexible pricing, right? And the lead goes to you and only you. It's not shared with anybody else. You could also use your own listings for additional property promotion. You develop the branding for these ads, right? So it helps build top of mind marketing brand recognition. And then with social media ads, you can even help your audience grow, your social media following grow. So again, guys, not saying which one's better versus worse, but I really cannot stress how powerful paid lead generation is for you right now with these search engine ads, social media ads. Okay. Now, when we talk about online conversions, online lead conversions, right? We want to talk about the source here. So number one, there's the improve your value, improve your online conversions. There's 3 components you need to hone in on. One is the source of your lead, most important by far, right? We've already talked about that. Are you investing in interruption-based ads like Facebook or boosting, or are you investing in high intent leads, search-based ads like Google, right? I already talked about that. But number 2 is speed to lead. This is an important factor, right? So we know immediacy is key when trying to convert your online leads. The faster you get to those leads, the better the conversion. So whether you're contacting those leads yourself and being a rock star at getting to them within a few minutes, or maybe you have an automated system that responds, or my personal favorite is, do you have a lead concierge scrubbing service that does that for you? The most ideal time to communicate with a lead is around 5 to 15 minutes. The most common response time for agents is over 90 minutes. So really important that you think about a speed to lead strategy. Like I said, whether it's automated, whether it's you being a rock star, or whether it is a lead scrubbing service. And then finally, equally important is your follow-up and long-term nurture strategy. So we know with online leads, they are coming at different stages, different states of mind, different stages of purchasing. Some leads are ready to buy right now, right? And those are those hot and ready to go leads that everybody wants. However, some leads are 3 months out, 2 months out, 6 months out, some even a year or more out. So what are the systems and processes you have in place to manage the follow-up with these leads? Remember, these leads are a high volume. So how do you stay in front of, how do you nurture these contacts? Through email marketing, texting, social media, and then have systems that analyze the behavior and analytics to help identify you when a lead based on their behavior is starting to go from a colder lead by, hey, based on opening their emails, social media clicks, things like this, they're starting to showcase they're turning into a warmer lead. So you can extract the most opportunity from your database. So let's talk about lead nurturing, because that's the one we haven't really honed in on yet. We talked a lot about, organic lead generation, paid lead generation. Now let's talk about lead nurturing, because this is honestly probably one of the most important components, whether it's an organic lead or paid lead. What is your strategy? Of course, you know this. I always encourage a CRM system, a client relations management system. Look, I meet agents that, they're really successful, but I meet them and they're still using an Excel sheet for their contacts. And they're like, well, it's just something I've always done. I just haven't had time and I just haven't done it. When I put them into a client relations management system, they take their business from here to here. You cannot manage what you can't measure. Now, some important things, your CRM system should be protected. No one should have access to it. But it should have all the bells and whistles, automated email responses, listing update alerts, tracking, behavioral analytics to tell you what leads are hotter versus colder. Email marketing is so important. I always say you should be in people's inbox, mailbox, and news feed, right? By providing value, not just, hey, I just sold this property, but how about things like, here's a kitchen update for 2023, right? Be adding value-based information like we talked about earlier on my news feed, my mailbox, and my inbox. That I promise you will get you a return. So even texting campaigns, this is a surprising report, but we've done a lot of reporting and data. We find that actually you can expect 30 to 40% more engagement with your leads through texting. All different types of texting campaigns. I'll tell you what, you give me a phone call, half the time I'm not going to answer it unless I know who the person is. But if you text me, you've got my attention. So start incorporating texting campaigns into your follow-up routine. So here, I've been talking for a while here, guys. I want to hear from you. What is your opinion? If you had to throw a word out there, what would you say is the secret sauce to online lead generation, social media marketing, real estate marketing? What's the secret sauce, secret word, guys? Type it into the chat box. Let's see if you can get it to online lead generation. And I'll tell you what, we looked at the top 20% of agents across the country. It really did kind of a deep dive into what they're doing versus other agents. And this is what we found is the key. But I want to hear from you. Type in that chat box. What is your opinion? What is the secret key to online lead generation there for you? Let's see what everybody thinks. Follow up, that's definitely it. Oh, I just revealed it there for you so you guys can cheat now. But follow up, Henry, that is definitely a big component, right? If you don't have a follow-up campaign system, you're not going to maximize opportunity. Consistency, that's definitely a big one. Yeah, being consistent here, guys. Understanding our market, yeah, and showcasing that you do, creating blogs and video content around that education. Dennis, driving leads to your website, absolutely. Getting more traffic online. Guys, these are all correct. Consistency, content in here I see, all this is correct. But here's what we have found is really the key. Speed to response, that's another one. Great, Joseph. All these are true, okay? But the biggest component that we found when we find agents get the highest success, the highest conversions online, we have found it actually comes down to leverage. When they're leveraging automation, they're leveraging systems and processes, leveraging their time, leveraging their systems. So they're able to stay consistent with things like follow-up, speed to communication, driving traffic, right? So here's how it works, right? You grow your list with consistent marketing, keyword on consistent, by leveraging both organic and paid traffic, while at the same time engaging your sphere of influence with automated systems and processes to help you convert more deals and ultimately increase your repeat and referral business. The key is leverage. You guys know Gary Keller talks about this in his book. There's just so much opportunity. Try to find in your business for 2023 what parts require you and what parts you can automate. The more you can work smarter, not harder in 2023, you're going to get more opportunities down the road. So find that key, which is leverage with online lead generation. All right, so now my last question here for you guys. Tell me this. How many of you at least agree? Are we all on the same page here? Do you all agree with me that online marketing systems and processes, a strong online presence, social presence, is crucial for the real estate business? Are we in agreement at least that online lead generation, online social media marketing is absolutely essential? What is your opinion? Type it into that chat box. I would actually argue now more than ever, right? The last couple of years, many agents could only run their business online. And, places like Google were reporting keywords like the keyword process of buying a home surged 950% on Google over the past 2 years. Facebook and social platforms skyrocketed with some of the most activity they've ever reported. Yeah, we're all in agreement here, right? So here's the thing, guys. Why aren't agents taking full advantage of it? What is it that is the missing key? Well, a lot of times agents just don't have the time. Every agent I meet knows they should be doing all this. They just don't have the time. They don't have the efficiency. I find agents that waste time here and there, or they don't have the knowledge. I know agents that could sell a house with their eyes closed, but when it comes to Google ads or, Facebook ads, it's a challenge, or even how to optimize it all. I know agents that are posting here, there, and everywhere, but they're just not optimizing for lead capture. So guys, we've given you an hour here today of actionable ways to build both organic and paid traffic through search engines, through paid ads, through social media. So for those of you who say, I get it, I just don't have the time, right? Those of you who say, I need a little bit more help here, I encourage you to stick around. We're going to spend the next 5 minutes showcasing our Elevate platform, where we can go ahead and take all of this here for you and automate it for you. Everything from your website, your blog, your social media, CRM, lead management, lead scrubbing, lead generation, all in one system, one program. Sound like a good opportunity? Well, awesome. Stick around. This will complete the educational portion, and we're just going to go ahead and showcase our product here today and honor a discount code here for all of you who stick around. So let's first start with the website. Remember, your website's that front door to the business. So we're going to work with you on colors, pictures, logos, layouts, designs. This client of mine, he's a luxury property specialist. That's what he focuses on, waterfront and luxury. This client, she's got a picture here with her dog, right? So she wants it more personalized. So we'll work with you on colors, pictures, logos, layouts. If you already have a website, we'll transfer that domain name over there. But it's a full functioning IDX website. Customers can go here. They can search properties. They will only ever find you. Now, they can do a map view. They can do a photo view. And we pull in automatically all different types of properties. Like, for example, here, featured properties is all of his office listings. So it never looks like he doesn't have listings currently. We can even pull in other kinds of properties, new construction, new listings on the market, free market analysis, mortgage calculator. But let's just go ahead and say, pull up one of these properties. Let me show you what a consumer would see. All the photos will populate from the MLS automatically. We'll also go ahead and pull all the data from the MLS automatically. We'll also put it as an aerial view, and we'll put similar homes. Hey, if you like this home, you also might like this home in that same neighborhood. And also sold homes. I love this one because the market is changing so much. I feel like it gives a good sense of what homes are selling for at what price point. And then down below here, some local school and community information for every single listing. Again, all branded to you. Even if it's not your listing, it sure will look like it. But remember, we talked about the importance of lead capture. So we do lead capture for you everywhere, whether it's your website, whether it's your social postings like Facebook, whether it's your Google ads. So here's an example of one. Whether someone fills out a get in touch form with you or favorites a property, we're going to go ahead and take that and put it directly into our CRM system. So let me pull that up and show you. Our CRM system is a collection of all these awesome CRM systems combined into one. Sets your leads up with listing update alerts, tracks what they viewed, saved, and searched. It has a full robust seller campaign, you do nothing. It has a full robust behavioral analytics and a full robust email marketing campaign system. So you don't need Constant Contact or MailChimp. We got thousands of preset emails automatically sent out to your clients with full tracking, or you can create your own. There's even texting campaigns within the system. Remember, texting is one of the best ways to get engagement with your leads, has full tracking and automated texting. But what really makes our website different? What I want to showcase to you is our dynamic website. So what we do is actually inside your website, we add an integrated blog. Remember, the key to blogging is creating content, right? So you can see here, these blogs, this agent looks like they're pretty actively blogging, remodeling, blogs on house on a budget, building a fixer-upper, all this kind of stuff. You know, looks like these agents are pretty active blogging. Well, I'll be honest with you, they're doing nothing. We're actually doing it all for them. So we have an entire team who writes blogs all day long and puts them into an algorithm system. That system decides which agents get which blog. So you'll never get the same blog as anybody in your area. And the blogs are never recycled for you. In addition to that, you have branded blog content specific to your area. So for example, if you're in Florida, you'll never get a blog on snow removal. If you're in, Boston, you'll never get a blog about palm trees, right? So they're specific to your area. But you can do what you want with these. If you don't want to talk about mortgages, you could delete it. Or maybe you could even edit it. You probably, I'm sure, have a lender or a list of lenders that you prefer to use. You could actually edit this and recommend your favorite lender in your area. You could personalize this, edit it, make it more your own. So you have the ability to edit, delete, add your own. But if you're not a good writer, you don't have time, you're inconsistent, whatever, we're going to keep you active, consistent, and competitive. In addition to that, we're also going to go ahead and blog your market reports. Blog for you, median home sold, days on market, and some seller lead capture opportunities. So if I want to know what my home would sell for, I could click check valuations. We'll capture that seller lead and set that seller lead up with listing update alerts. In addition to that, we're also going to go ahead and blog for you all of your transactional activities. So you can see here, anytime you get a new listing, open house, sold, price change, status change, anything in the MLS, automatically, buyer or seller, we're going to blog that for you. So we'll add the title with the street address. We'll add the full description. We'll add the keyword, zip code, area, property type, and some lead capture back into your CRM, guys. You do nothing. Now, we don't stop there. We take all this awesome content and we share it to all your social platforms. So we're going to post to your Facebook business page, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. But you can see here, this agent looks like she's actively posting. She's actually doing none of it. We're doing it all for her. So right here, how to add value to your home for a good ROI. If I click this on Allison's Facebook, boom, it drives me back to Allison's website, building her click rate, her SEO, her branding. Same thing with those market reports and those optimized listing posts automatically. Anytime she gets a new listing, open house sold, automatically we're doing that optimized Facebook post. She does nothing. We're going to even post to your LinkedIn. Remember, this is a business network. Great way to be in front of home buyers and sellers. We're going to post here actively for you. We're going to post to your Twitter, all those informational blogs, new listings, open houses, solds. You'll all become tweeters. You don't have to do a thing. We're even going to build you a YouTube channel. Remember, YouTube is Google owned. Design it to match your website, creating that branding, but automatically free of charge. As soon as you get a listing, we're going to take all the pictures. We're going to stitch them together. We're going to add some music. We have 14 pieces of music to choose from. I'm going to pause it here though. We're going to go ahead and add the title with the street address, full description, your contact information, and a link. Remember, a link driving back to your website where there's lead capture. We take this video, we automatically post it to your website, blog, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. We blog about it, post it everywhere. You do nothing. So I'm sure you guys are wondering, this sounds great. Well, how much is this really going to cost me? Well, of course, we work with RE Tech here, creating this awesome content here for you. We want to honor you guys a great discount for joining us. So this program that I just talked about comes with everything: the CRM, email marketing, everything all included, the texting. This program is called the Elevate DMS. And it comes with everything I talked about: the website, the IDX, the hosting, the blog, the blogging, the Facebook, the Twitter, the LinkedIn, the YouTube, everything I just talked about. The cost for that, guys, is typically $350 a month, which honestly is a great price for an active content-driven website, blogging, CRM, video system. But for the RE Tech class here today, we're going to discount that for everybody to only $200 a month. $200 a month, incredible value. Now, it is a year commitment, so if you wanted to prepay for the year, you can pay $19.20, which is a 20% off discount, and they'll even throw in a free month for you. So I did the math before we jumped on this call, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, 13 months for $19.20 comes out to $140 a month. Let's be honest, you couldn't pay a college kid to do all this for you for $140 a month. Never mind. Get the website, blog, and all that included. So if you are interested in learning more about this program and or taking advantage of the discounts, all you have to do right now is type into that chat box DMS, your phone number, and your email. When you type in DMS, your phone number, and an email, we'll put your name on a list that you stayed to the end. And congratulations, guys, you will get that discount code. So again, make sure you put DMS, your phone number, and email. Without that phone number and email, you won't be able to get that contact, but take advantage of it, guys. If you struggle with your social media, you struggle with your online presence, you struggle with content creation, your website is not lead generating or integrated, take advantage of not only the great price that we're offering, but the investment right now to prepare you for success in the new year. Now, I'll mention this. The last and final component here, we also will get you guaranteed leads, right? How do you pay for this? With the leads. So we actually can manage we have a top tier group that will manage your PPC ads on Google, Yahoo, and Bing, mostly Google, getting you a guaranteed set of leads. How we do that is we create a proprietary set of landing pages that bring maximized results there for you. Once we get those leads, we're going to identify more information about those leads from third parties. So sometimes we can even tell you what their Facebook profile is, what the lead street address is, are they pre-approved? Now, this, of course, depends on what we can find, but ultimately, we're going to make sure you're as successful as possible. But by far, my favorite aspect about this program is actually our lead scrubbing concierge service. So what this is as soon as a lead comes in, within 60 seconds, guaranteed, a real person is going to contact your lead, not a computer, not an auto response. Remember, speed to lead with online leads is crucial. So as soon as that lead comes in, we're going to engage with your lead instantly, identify that lead's wants and needs, right? They're going to use empathy. It's a real person, and they'll even stay consistent with your leads for up to a year. So think about this. Some leads come in and they, take a couple of follow-ups. Some aren't quite ready. We're going to make sure we extract the most opportunity. Once we get those leads engaged, however, we're going to then send you a detailed report directly to your phone of all the communication. What the lead has said, what we've communicated with, what they're looking for, what their time frame is, and then we will go ahead and send that lead directly to you, the full communication. So here's why I like this, right? Back in the day, I would have sold you, for example, 100 leads and said, hey, there's 100 leads that we gave you. Follow up with them. Of those 100 people, there is people that want to work with you. The challenge is chasing down 100 people can be time consuming, frustrating when you can't get a hold of people, or, really frustrating when you get a handful of no's, right? So a lot of times agents just don't do it. They give up, they get frustrated. They don't have the time. They're not maximizing their pipeline. What's great about this is you don't do that anymore. Your focus is only those hot and ready to go hand raisers. And we'll go ahead and get those ones sent to you. Now, the ones that are not quite ready, that are a little bit more colder, we're going to keep re-engaging. So ultimately what I say is it starts to snowball. You get the hot ready to go hand raisers now, and then we'll get those other convertible leads going later down the road. Also, our leads are exclusive. You're not, it's not like we give it to you and if you don't get to it right away, we take it away and give it to someone else. These leads are for you and you only. In fact, we don't take a commission split or anything like that. We also put those leads directly into your CRM, your email marketing, your social media, lead scrubbing concierge service. So again, this is where I say we're an entire all-in-one system, not just managing your lead generation, but your lead management, your lead nurturing, your SEO, your top of mind, your social media. So I'm about to show you the lead gen aspect of it, guys. I want to let you know the DMS is already included in all of these. You do not need to pay the $200 price plus what I'm about to show you. The DMS is included in these prices. So our most popular program by far is our DMS Plus. Why? Well, this is the DMS, the website, blog, social media, but you also get a guaranteed of 5 to 7 leads, guaranteed per month. Also includes the ads from Google included in that monthly fee and the lead scrubbing concierge service all included. Now, the cost for that typically is $600 a month, which honestly, 5 to 7 guaranteed leads a month with the lead scrubbing service ads all included for $600 a month is an incredible value. But per today's event, they're going to discount that 50% off for everybody. So that's $300 here today. And that $300, $100 difference in the DMS, but that $100 difference gets you a guaranteed 5 to 7 leads. So if you want to prepay for the year, again, you get 20% off for that. The discount for that would be $28.80. That $28.80 comes out to be about $240 a month. Guys, that's $40 difference than the DMS, but that $40 difference is going to get you a guaranteed of 80 leads in your first year. Again, these are high intent leads from Google. So I'm sure even if you just closed one of those 80 leads you get, that would pay for this program. So incredible value, guys. If you want to learn more about the DMS Plus, type in DMS Plus into that chat box with your phone number and email. Again, we'll reach out to you and talk to you about this program. The DMS Plus is our most popular package. That's where most agents start. It's a little bit of everything, right? Now, we also have our full lead gen packages, our elite packages. This is for the agent who wants to run to the closing table, not walk. So you have an elite coach that comes with this, and you get a much higher lead volume. Remember, leads are a high volume game. So you get 20 to 30 leads. If you go with the elite, that 20 to 30 leads, typically $1,500. They're discounting it to $800. However, they'll do an additional 20% off your first 2 months. This is almost at cost for us. And you might wonder, why would we take nearly almost all of the first budget in the first 2 months going into value with little to no return for us? The reason is by doing that, this is one of our best renewed products, right? You get higher leads, you're going to keep it going. So we're going to make the lowest cost of entry for you for the first 2 months. Month one, $640. Month two, $640. After you have 60 leads into that pipeline before the start of the year, it will then go to that $800 price point. Now, this is only a 6-month commitment. If you wanted the plus, it's a whole lot of leads, 40 to 60 leads. Again, remember, we're scrubbing them for you. You don't have to contact them until they're ready to go. That cost for that is normally $2,500, being discounted to $1,300 with 20% off your first 2 months. Okay, so $1,040 month one, $1,040 month two, and then after month three, after you have 120 leads into that pipeline, then it goes to the $1,300 price point. Okay, so if you want the elite, type in elite. If you want leads, you're just not sure what direction, you can type in leads. You can type in undecided. It doesn't matter here, guys. We just want to showcase who stayed to the end so we know who gets these discounts. So just make sure you type in leads, type in undecided. These pricing is great for you. This is a little bit of a slower month for us. So the opportunity for you guys here today is to take advantage of the discounted rates. If you struggle with social media, you struggle with contact, you struggle with lead generation, you struggle with lead management, you struggle with really just about any online marketing, social media, lead gen, take advantage of this. My clients call this the Moneymaker program. So guys, any questions, type it into that chat box. I want to make sure, no question is left unanswered. So type into that chat box if you have any questions. Again, though, if you would like to take advantage of any of these or learn more, make sure you type in leads with your phone number and email. Great question. Someone asked, does the price increase after the first year? Great question. No, we have a coupon code that will lock you in at this price. So it will stay at that price point. It's not going to go to the rate you see online. Okay. So just to recap, guys, here, I see some other questions coming in. The DMS is the platform, the base. That's going to be $200 a month. If you were to do the DMS Plus, that's going to be the DMS Plus 7 leads a month and the scrubbing service included. That is going to be discounted to $300, or you can do the Elites, which would be $640 or $1040. And that's going to be 20 to 30 leads or 40 to 60 leads. Yes, there are options for mortgage lenders. Someone's asking about mortgage lenders. Yes, there are. In fact, there's 2 things you can do. We do have a lender program, but also a lot of times lenders will join with an agent and they'll pay up to 49% of the services with that agent, and then they share the leads and things. So that's another option for our loan officers. If you'd like to talk a little bit more about our loan officer program, go ahead and type in DMS and we'll reach out to you. All right, I don't see any other questions, guys, but there's my contact information. If you have questions for me, don't hesitate to reach out. But I hope you guys are motivated. I hope you're excited. I hope you see so much opportunity for you to really get out there, start utilizing your social media, start utilizing Google ads, search engine ads, social media ads to really develop your pipeline for this coming year, because I think there's going to be a lot of opportunity for those who make the right investments. So, all right, well, I don't see any questions coming in. I want to go ahead and thank RE Tech here today for this opportunity. Thank Michael Nash. We're really excited to be here. I know they typically do send out the recording, or there are recordings available for you after that will be posted. But if you have any questions, reach out to me. But thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.